Live here at Free Admission Studios, it's the Gym Crashers with me, Joey the Bull, Dondo, and our special guest. Hello, how you doing? My hand. Hello, hey Dondo.
Jovany Varela, almost in the house.
He's almost here.
Representing the Honduran Olympic team, Anaconda Academy, Judo, Jiu-Jitsu, Sambo, Gokor, right? Hayastan. The guy's got so many things that he represents. I can't even begin.
What are they?
What's so funny, Joe?
I don't know. I'm just, rough day today, man. You're just going crazy. Sun's out. Guns out. My gun's not out. I'm wearing.
I couldn't see it because it was eclipsed by Uranus.
Oh, speaking of Uranus, what do they eat in Honduras?
Well, I'm sure they eat plantain and, right? Red beans and rice, you tell me?
I think so. I think I've been to Honduras. There was actually a buffet, right? If you go by the Westminster Mall, I forgot what the street's called, but down the street, now they changed to a breakfast spot.
You're mistaken. It was Peruvian. John Delo's in the house.
John Delo is in the house.
This is Jovany Varela. Come on in. Thank you, John. Yep. Hello. Come on. We're waiting for you on camera. Your students are already watching, so we already started early. And he has Anaconda mask. I can't believe it.
Oh, how you doing, sir?
Jovany.
He's in the house.
This is Joey the Bull.
Jovany.
Welcome. Good to have you, man. We just got on. Hello. Nice. Thank you for coming.
Let's make sure his mic's on real quick.
His mic is on.
Okay, there you go.
That's the man.
Yep.
We still shake hands because we're the kind of guys. When you do jiu-jitsu and judo and sambo, you shake hands.
Hey, you gotta trust your partners, you know.
Better.
I trust you, but I still got to wear the glove because I don't want to get you pregnant.
Well, that's this guy ain't getting one of us pregnant. This is not that kind of show. If I feel anything underneath the table, I'm out of here.
he might slip the anaconda on you. That's what it is.
It's not that kind of anaconda. It's the choking kind of anaconda.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Not the slithering kind. This guy.
So how you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. Thank you for having me once again here. I'm very happy to be back.
We love this guy.
Awesome.
He's a very busy guy, so we're very fortunate to have Jovany here. He has the Anaconda Academy to keep him very busy, but he's a world traveler. At any given moment, I can see him in Paris. I can see him all over the world having coffee. No matter what it is, it says, no matter where you're at in the world, I have time for a coffee.
Oh, yes. Coffee is basic, you know.
It's part of life. You got to have it, especially when you push your body in the many ways that Jovany does.
Yeah, you know, at my age, you know, I'm 52, and I feel blessed to be able to compete at my age, you know. So coffee it gives me energy.
Heck yeah. It's legit. Ain't nothing wrong with coffee. They can't tell you you're pumping anything.
So do you like your coffee straight black, or do you like a little cream and sugar?
Woo! Is that a question?
I like my coffee, which is a little bit of cream, a little bit of sugar. I don't want it like chocolate milk. I like just strong, like me.
Wow. You look like you got some cream and sugar in you, buddy. Heavy on the cream.
So I'm just. Do you like your coffee a little dark, or you like it a little?
No, you know, I like it soft, you know.
Okay.
I like it soft. Usually I try to get, you know, I don't drink any soda, you know, so I try to replace it for soft coffee, you know, but, man, I think that easily I get probably 5 to 6 cups a day, you know.
Wow.
Sometimes when I'm traveling, I don't find a good coffee shop, and I have to take a taxi, sometimes 30, 45 minutes just to find a good coffee shop.
No way.
I'm blown away.
Wow.
I don't want to say the name of the coffee shop because they don't deserve extra credit, you know, but
yeah.
Sometimes I have to drive that far, you know, to get a...
Oh, to find that famous one, yeah. That's
exactly,
a good one.
yeah.
I hear
That's
you.
located out here?
It's located everywhere.
Everywhere.
Oh.
That one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, the Bucks?
Yeah, no bucks. They take all our bucks. Joey don't like coffee, apparently.
No, I love coffee.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What do you drink?
I drink straight black with a little bit of cream and sugar.
You make it at home because you're cheap.
No. What I meant, I like. No, time out. What I meant.
Everybody drinks it black with a little bit of sugar. It always starts out black.
I like my coffee. You know what I mean. But a little bit of cream and sugar. I like it still like hardcore. Like I need to buy some hardcore coffee.
Okay.
I like black. I like black hardcore coffee.
So Jovany, we're in a unique time. We're still basically under quarantine, coming out the tail end. It seems like we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. How has training been for you?
You know, I closed my academy on March the 7th, actually 1 week before it became mandatory to close it. And since then, I've been dedicating the time to remodel the academy, buying more equipment for the guys, trying to have a better place for training for everybody once we're allowed to go back, But training, we're just working on conditioning, everybody working on their own, I'm one of the persons that tries to encourage people to stay home, I see a lot of guys, big names in jiu-jitsu, rolling, and doing no-gi and doing the way we used to do 20, 30 years ago with no shirt, before rash guards. And
Sambo style.
yeah, and it's okay if you trust your partner, but don't forget, you come from different directions. This guy works here, this guy works over there. And at the end of the training, you both go back home. So personally, I think it's kind of risky, because of your family, So with my students, we've been trying to work, conditioning, but everybody asks me when you planning to open. I'm planning to open my academy June 1st, but like you said, we kind of see the light at the end of the tunnel. But at the end of the day, if they say no, it's no.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's up to the state and then the county.
Yeah, but I think this coronavirus has changed everybody's plans for 2019. In Facebook you see all kind of different things. I saw it says 2020 calendar. It says January, February, March, quarantine, and December.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's supposed to be 40 days, and it's been so many days.
You're right. Yes, quarantine comes from the word 40. Quaranta.
Yeah.
Right? It's been 90 days.
That's just crazy. That's just crazy.
The president of Honduras, my country, in case he watch, hello, he says, guys, I declare quarantine for 2 weeks. And I'm like,
Wow.
Cutting it short.
and he's the president in my country, quarantine for 2 weeks,
Yep. He makes the rules, man.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that you still refer to him. That's your country. I know you're here and you're, here in LA, Gardena, doing your thing, but you represent the country of Honduras.
Oh, yes, man, I time goes fast, and sometimes I feel old when I think about it, but, man, I've been here 36 years, in California, and, but, I proudly represent Honduras when I compete, and I have 5 daughters. And Marvin, Marvin is the only one who was born in Honduras. My other daughters, they were born here in the United States, but everybody, when we compete, we represent Honduras. I want to make sure they know about their roots, Yeah. One thing that I don't like is when I go back home to Honduras or I visit friends in Mexico and I see the kids and they don't even speak Spanish. You got to teach your kids about the roots, very important,
Four of us in this room. Okay, we'll leave now.
Let's go right now. No habla español here.
So, they compete and they represent Honduras, and that's
cool.
Good,
Yeah. And I would like to say brave, but I know that you know the country of Honduras. So for you, it's nothing. You go to San Pedro Sula, and when you walk in the street, people know who you are.
I'm very proud to represent Honduras, and when I go there, I'm very welcome, and but at the end of the day, I try to stay in a safe area, like tourist area. I don't go to the bad areas, just like in LA, you gotta know where you go. You don't go to South Central in the middle of the night. Same thing when I go back home, But it's a nice place.
There's some bad areas in Honduras.
Oh, definitely.
You mentioned that place.
Definitely, yeah.
I didn't mention that. Don't blame me.
Well, what you were saying is kind of scary. I can walk in South Central at nighttime. Nobody messes with me because I'm a big fella. What are they gonna do? Try to kidnap me? I'm a 450-pound man.
They will put you in the back of a van and take you apart.
But speaking about your class, I can't wait till your school opens back and function because I like to go with this guy with no shirt.
Oh, wow, come on.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, you guys are welcome. You've been there many times. You guys are welcome and do a live show
place.
from there.
Remember that, producer Robert. Want to go do a show at Jovany's place? That would be awesome.
You'll see all the improvements that we're doing. We're trying to have something that people will get excited once we get back.
Yeah. Uniquely, Jovany invites people from all over. He has an open door for people in the public to come even train judo, and he doesn't charge for the judo, and that's a high-level skill. That's amazing. And then they do a super training. And it means super training multiple black belts.
Yeah, sometimes we have 20, 30 black belts, at the time.
It's amazing.
Super training, it's an event that I started probably like 4 years ago, and we call it super training and barbecue. So it lasts probably like 6 hours, and you train, and then you relax, take a shower, enjoy the barbecue on the back, and go back and train, and we have people from different cities coming, Las Vegas, New York, Mexico, it's a good event,
Yeah.
Speaking of barbecue, man, I would go there for that.
Well, you should come because I told that my students, once we get back and reopen the academy, the very first Sunday we're gonna celebrate to be back with a barbecue. After that, next day on Monday we'll get serious about training. So you guys are welcome to that.
Oh, we're in.
The best part is it's a real good family feel. Because he's got his daughter cooking in the back
That's
and
true.
helping with things. And
Granddaughters, man.
Yeah.
yeah,
You mean?
there's people out there that just come just to enjoy the family environment. So it's pretty cool. Like it's a long day, but it's fun and everybody's happy and you meet a lot of cool people. Like Little Gokor from that.
Oh, yeah.
And we
he
get to
was
see Karin. Karin came down that day.
Todd Medina, UFC
Todd
veteran.
Yeah, Todd was it, man.
He has come.
I got some pictures with Todd, like I think it was UFC 6 or 7. I mean, like
early, yeah.
long time ago,
Yep, 90s. That's the 90s.
Yeah.
That's before Joey was born.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, okay.
Well, at least Joey the Bull. Joey Santana might have been born then.
No, not yet.
No. So, close the school March 7th, maybe opening June 1st. How about competitions? It's just nothing happening. We just don't know at this time.
Nobody really knows. Talking about judo, the IGF put on hold the whole calendar, and they say that we might go back next year.
Mm-hmm.
But about sambo, they say the next tournament is gonna be in December.
Okay.
Jiu-jitsu, we don't really know. But I'm 52. I gotta compete as soon as possible. I don't really have that many years to go. And we just ready. We compete judo, jiu-jitsu, sambo, wrestling, whatever they have.
I love that.
You remember when we did? We filmed at. We filmed and you had a tournament that same day.
Yes.
We came out to support.
He had worlds.
Yeah, that was the
And he had
jiu-jitsu
an
world
injury?
championship. Yeah, the knee injury.
Injury, and he still went, and he still showed up to.
Marcelo
Cavalcanti.
He showed up there,
Shows
and then
up for his training day and belt ceremony, and then goes and competes same day, and hasn't even went home.
with the ankle injury, right?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
knee injury. Yeah, I ended up getting 3 ligaments cadaver replacement on the right knee.
It's crazy.
But the donor had to be 30 years or younger, and honestly, I mean, my knee's better than before.
Oh yeah, he got a brand new one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Pretty good.
And
new
with
tires.
that replacement, I went to do the Judo World Championship in Morocco. I did the Sambo World Championship in Korea. I came and do here the Nogi, IBJF. So it was good. The guy did a good job.
That was a big year. It just seemed like you were all over the world.
Yeah, 2019 was great for competition. And not only to compete, but God was good with me. And 2019, I did seminars. Russia, France, Honduras, Nicaragua, all over the place, So, sports is good to me,
So when you do these seminars all over the world, how does it feel that you're approaching these people that come from different cultures and languages, and they're just pay attention to that make you feel good inside, or is it kind of
the more I travel, the more I go to places like that, I become, honestly, I become more humble because so many people, so many tough instructors that sometimes I'm even surprised that they come to my seminars. There was a Russian guy, his name is Gromov, that's his last name. He's the instructor of actually the biggest Sambo academy in Russia, Sambo 70. And, the guy is teaching, and he blew my mind, that kind of techniques that he was teaching, like really, really good. And then they asked me to teach, and I didn't want him to ask me to teach because I was so impressed with his techniques. Yeah. And then they asked me to teach, and I said, what am I going to teach? This guy is so good. So, I go and teach a heel hook, and that guy didn't speak English. I don't speak Russian, So I'm teaching, and the guy starts talking to me. I don't know what he's saying. So they bring a translator, and he was asking me to wait because he wanted to go get his camcorder to record my technique. And I was so impressed because to me, he was like 1,000% better than my techniques. And he comes and asks me to show the technique that I was showing to the guys, Yeah. That it all comes from highest, from Gokor Shivishan. So, I think that the more you go with those big guys, big names, the more humble you become, Yeah. You never end up learning. As a matter of fact, I was talking to a Sambo World Championship today, and, I was talking about, at my age, I don't consider myself an instructor, even though I have so many students in different academies around the world, I still think of myself like a student. You know, I love to learn. You know, and I want to compete. You know, so if everything goes according to plan, you know, 2021 will be a great year for us. I don't even want to make plans for 2020. You know.
No.
Yeah, let's wait it out, see what happens, but prepare.
Yeah. Like they say, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
That's a fact. And you mentioned, you know, being older, but you look younger, dude. Every time I see you get younger, I'm like, I don't understand.
Some people ask me what kind of dye I use on my hair, you know. Not yet, but as soon as I see white hair, I'll do it, you know.
When I first met Jovany, I said, "Oh, your dad is here." It was Marvin. It's his son. I was like, "Oh man, this is reverse." Only because Marvin's very big. He's a big dude. I thought he was the dad. And I'm like, "You look like brothers, like almost same age." You know, it's mind blowing. But yeah, I mean, and he's an incredible martial artist. So you've raised a family of martial artists, not just people around the world, but starting at home. Even the granddaughters are winning tournaments.
Yeah, you know, like I said before, I have 5 daughters and 1 granddaughter, and everybody trains. Yeah. Everybody trains. Wow. Even my 7 years old, she already won the Jiu-Jitsu World Championship for kids, you know, so everybody trains. So instead of watching novelas, you know, the soap operas, we watch, you know, techniques, you know, fights, events. I don't want to say which one because we don't no free advertising, but, you know, we try to stay busy with the competition. You know?
Yeah, watch them all because you learn from everything.
Oh, yeah.
And what was amazing to me is what you brought up about being in Russia. I understand that they're very high level and you're very humble. I know from watching you that the level of instruction that applies to a basic technique in the way that you explain it, that can be very, very strong. So I know what those guys were looking for. That's why they want to film it. Even though you feel it's basic because you've mastered it. But it may be another look at what they already know in a different way, because we often learn techniques 17 different ways. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. But you know, like you say, it all comes with experience. You know, the more you do it, the better you get with your positions. But also, you know, I gotta give credit to my instructors. You know, by the way, you know, Gokor Shivishan and Thiago Reinaldo. You know, so it really gives you a lot of strength when you have a good strength from your instructors, you know. That's why I tell the guys, you know, make sure that you train with someone who has knowledge, who competes, you know, because I see many instructors that they just teach, but you don't know how good they are because they don't compete, you know. So
don't test it.
Yeah, you gotta go and compete, and to me it's very exciting, you know, that he's my student, he's competing, and I'm in his corner, and I'm also paying attention to my name because my name will be called. I also gotta go compete, you know. So
That's right.
So it's a lot of excitement, you know.
That's authenticity. That's the real thing. You represent what you teach, and then you put it to the test with them. That's really amazing, and I like that a lot.
They don't second guess them.
No, there's no second guessing, and you know, he comes from a lineage from Hayastan, and those guys are they're known. When you know the Hayastan guy's coming, you're gonna take a deep breath before you start your match. You know what I mean? You know that you guys are gonna bring it.
And for that same exact point, I have a friend who's in the UFC, he's ranked under the top. He's top 5 in the UFC in his weight division. And he trains at multiple places. They have jiu-jitsu at the place he trains at. He does not use that same jiu-jitsu coach because that coach does not compete in MMA. So he goes somewhere else who does compete, who has been in
got it.
Just because, you know, it's...
We just had someone in that's connected to Hayastan as well. It was, tell me. Oh, the husband of...
Yeah, it was... Neil's ex-wife. Yeah, she was here last year.
Neil in Vegas. What is his full name? Melanson.
Yeah.
Hayastan guy.
You know, as of now, I'm Gokor Shivishan's oldest student. You know, not only in age, but I started with Gokor back in 1981. You know, so it's been what 29 years now. You know, and I'm also, when it comes to judo, I'm also Gokor's highest ranking judo. You know, I'm a 6th degree in judo. You know, so. I've been with Hayastan a long time, you know, and I still go once a week, you know. Sometimes people ask me, why you go back to Hayastan to train once a week when you have your academy? You know, but in my academy is mine for my student, but when I go back to Hayastan, I feel like, hey, I'm coming home, you know. Yeah. I mean, been there 30 years, you know, it's like going back home, you know. It's like when you're married, but you go back to see your parents, you know.
Sure. That's really cool. That's a great way to continue learning and continue showing your students how important it is to maintain intact with training.
Yeah.
Because you're still training. You're not just teaching. You're training hard too.
You know, every time that I promote someone to black belt, I let them know, how important it is to keep the legacy and the respect to your instructors.
Yeah.
Man, I tell you, I've been with Gokor 30 years, and I never had a disagreement with him or an argument. No, I mean, for some reason, he's the instructor, he's your professor, so
Yeah.
there's no need to argue. I go to Hayastan, and even though I'm a black belt, and if they say, okay, guys, let's run, let's roll, let's do sit-ups, I'm one of them. I don't go there as an instructor. I go there as one more student.
Yeah.
And I start rolling with whoever wants to roll. I don't care if it's a blue belt or anything. I just go there to learn.
Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Jovany, when he puts on his super training especially, he'll roll with anybody throughout the day. And he was there active through every teaching. And it's a long day. You get tired watching, and he's participating. So...
Yeah,
I
and
don't know where you
it's
get the
tough
energy.
because we get instructors from Mexico, have to translate
Yeah.
from Spanish. Then I get guys from Brazil, I have to translate from Portuguese.
Oh,
and then I have students that are there, so I have to be translating into sign language for them.
True. That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, I
That's
met
crazy.
people from all over. They came with the instructors as well. And they stayed at the academy.
They stay there.
They came to the United States to learn and to kind of push their game and to meet different people and to see a different view from black belts. It's amazing. Even coral belts.
Yes.
There's people that are at the coral belt level.
I have a question. So, being a dad now, I have a 9-year-old and a 2-year-old, and as a person who's done different sports and different things, I wonder how it is to be a father and train all your kids in the sport that you are training all the time. How do you keep them motivated and not discourage them? And how much do you push them? And what's that like? How did that go to get them all training?
When you start them young, they kind of go with the flow. My kids, that's all they know for their life. That's all they seen. Like when my daughter was 5, she competed in the Sport Jiu-Jitsu International Federation. She competed in the Jiu-Jitsu Worlds. And in the finals, she beat a boy. And the father comes and tells me, how old is your daughter? I said, 5. And he tells me, how long she's been training? I said, 5. She started crawling in the tatami. We had it in a little corner, everybody's rolling, and one of the guys said, hey, look, your daughter started crawling. So she started crawling in the tatami. So only thing she knows is training.
Yeah.
So, sometimes, during training, they come and tell me, oh, daddy this. I said, no, not daddy. I'm not your daddy here. Outside the tatami, I'm your daddy. Here, I'm your professor, I'm your sensei, so it's totally different. So they know when it's about training, I'm not joking around. I don't want to have no excuses. Everybody's the same. So that student is the same as my daughter. Everybody's the same. Out of the tatami, she can come, hug me, kiss me, and I'm all sweetness. But training is different, because if you let them do whatever they want in the tatami because they're your daughter, you're going to end up losing control,
Wow.
I think that's the key. Time on tatami means this is when you're learning.
Even Marvin, my son, he's 38 years old, and man, he won the U.S. World Championship. He's been doing Sambo World Championship, but inside the tatami, he doesn't call me dad. I'm his instructor. I'm his professor. He's his sensei. So it's two different things.
So being Mr. Jovany, I'm pretty sure you've seen Mike Tyson at his age training, doing his workouts. What is your day in life of Jovany when you get up in the morning? What do you do to keep your body in shape? In training?
First, I get out of bed very slowly, because at my age, always something hurts, So always something hurts. But, I have a daytime job, I work 9 to 6, I'm a computer hardware engineer, so I have my own company. So 9 to 6, I'm working. Now, the academy open from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., 7 days a week. But I have different instructors. Mm-hmm. I teach only night times. I teach only Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The academy is open every day. But, when I see my students, guys that are 14, 16, guys that are 20, 30, and I see them training for a competition, I get excited. It's like, something gets in me. I start shaking. I want to do it too. So that gives me motivation. And also, if I'm going to roll with a guy that is 20 years old, that's a challenge for me, and sometimes I don't catch him right away, and I got to cook him, because I got to get him tired. I got to wait for him to make a mistake and look for the choke. And now they know why they call me Anaconda. I'm looking for the choke all the time,
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You tighten it up as they go. As they move, it slowly gets tighter. They move a little tighter again.
And seeing how good they do in tournaments, that gives me motivation because I said, man, I still can do it, and I just like to compete, So having younger guys in the academy, I think that's my motivation.
That's awesome.
Let me tell you, if you start hanging around with guys my age and they don't compete, man, we're gonna end up playing chess in a coffee shop, So I don't want that,
Yeah. No, you're doing it right. You're an example for everybody. Everybody in this room, especially.
I'm excited about Tyson coming back,
Oh, me too.
People tell me, oh, he shouldn't do it. He's 53. And I say, why not?
Man, he looked good. His
He's
hands
looking
look
great.
sharp.
Do you see his speed?
Yeah.
Man,
amazing
I'm
speed.
excited, Besides that, we lost that good boxing of all times,
Yeah.
So having Tyson back fighting Holyfield is going to take us back in time,
Yeah.
And
Hope he doesn't bite his ear
I
off.
believe Tyson will take out Holyfield. I
Yes,
watched
yes.
Holyfield train, not the same. He looks really old. But
Yeah.
Tyson, he's just an animal,
Man, some people don't age good, and I think Tyson is in way better shape than Holyfield now.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
I just wonder if he's on any supplements.
Well,
I'm, personally, I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure. I saw his shape, and
yeah.
let me tell you, I was in Morocco in October for the Judo World Championship. And I see guys that are 60, 65 years old, after that tournament, we're in the hotel, in the swimming pool, and those guys, they have a six-pack. They're cut, their muscles, 65 years old. And I start talking to them, through Google Translator, and they start telling me about all the supplements they take and everything, and
jeez.
man, I go there just eating beans and rice,
Oh, yeah.
I say, man, I gotta get someone to tell me what to do,
Yeah. Chasing camels.
Man, I tell you.
It's that TRT.
Yeah, it
The
could be.
testosterone
There's
replacement
things
therapy,
now
the-
that are more legal, right? That's legal, is it not?
It is
Testosterone
and
replacement as we get older.
In competition, I don't know what the rules are for grappling and sambo and
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, but for sure it's not anymore.
Yeah, Sambo, they do random testing,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, random.
I'd rather stick with beans and rice.
But the thing is that, I'm old, so I train
You
to
ain't
competition training.
This guy.
That's what I do to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
in shape.
yeah.
I train to get for the training
Yeah.
in competition. But those guys, they do supplements, they do this, they do weightlifting. I'm old. I don't know how to do that. Only thing I know how to do to get ready is train and train and train.
You're going to have more longevity because of that. Because I think there's a price to pay for some of those things. There's an immediate appearance change.
Yeah.
But in the long run, it's not going to be good. I don't think so. We'll have to wait and see. But
But that is true what he's saying, because when I used to box and I tried to compete, I mean, a lot of guys, I never lift weights. I'm naturally a big guy. Construction was sledgehammer, wheelbarrow, picks. That was my workout because I worked asphalt all my when I was really young, but boxing was my thing. Hitting the bag, that was my workout. But I see guys nowadays lifting weights, looking all yoked, and especially when they get in their 50s or 60s, their muscles, everything tends to sag, and now they have arthritis because they use so much juice in their life, and their life is just they're shriveled.
Yeah.
well, the young bald guy that just walked Jovany up, he's 50 years old. He's going to be 51, and he still looks pretty good.
Yeah.
He looks better today. He had cancer. Came back, and he fought and won a few different MMA fights. Ended up losing one in there, too, but I think he came back for 3 or 4 after cancer. John DeLo.
Yeah, I talked to him.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think you're as old as you feel,
Yeah.
Like they say, age is just a number, because if I think about myself 30 years ago, I feel good today. I don't feel like, I remember that I'm 52 when I see my kids passing by, like, God, like, yeah, like they send me a 30 years anniversary from my high school, and I'm like,
Oh,
God,
jeez.
30 years, and then I see my kids, they already finished college. I'm thinking like, man, time went by.
Yeah.
But inside me, I still feel like I gotta go to the hamburger stand next to my high school and party. You can.
This guy, I like that. Definitely like that. Yeah, it's amazing to me how time can pass, but then something kind of like what we're going through now, it really marks the time. Because it seems like the 2000s went pretty quick. From 2000 until 2020, it's not like 70s, 80s, 90s. It was just 2000s. But now we know this is a defining moment. 2020 is a defining time. Where we go from here is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think this quarantine that lasted more than 40 days, I think it's going to be a before and after this,
Yeah.
It changed so many things, because I tell you, it's going to be a while before training goes back to normal for us who do jiu-jitsu or grappling, it's gonna be a while because some hardcore people they'll go back as soon as possible, but other people are kind of afraid to go back. You know,
Yeah.
especially the parents with the kids. You know.
That's where the money's at.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think a lot of what we call Mick dojos, they're going to go away. The ones that just pop up here and there, they're going to go away.
Man, you know, if you check my Facebook, I share a few dojos that closed. You know,
Already.
even one with a big name that I was
Yeah.
very surprised. You know,
Yeah.
they closed, but you know, hey, they do their living with jiu-jitsu. So if they're closed, they don't have any other income. You know, and many people they think that I do my living with jiu-jitsu. No, I have a computer store. You know, that's what I do my living with. You know, so my academy being closed now, I just take it as a break. You know, and do remodeling this and that, and I'm ready to go back. I posted that one of those big academies is shutting down, and man, I had so many messages sent to me privately. Oh, come on, Jovany, you know, have faith in God. Everything will work out. You know, stay strong. And I'm like, I had to make a post, guys. I'm not closing. You know, I'm not closing. I'll be back. You know, it's not me.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
academy's getting cleaned up.
Yeah. You know.
That's good. Better than ever. Coming back better than ever.
Oh, definitely. You know, and I mean, I canceled probably like. In the last 3 months, I think I canceled like 7 seminars. You know, so
Wow.
I'm just rescheduling. You know, I have Brazil, I have Russia. You know, and talking about Brazil, you know, it's kind of scary. I was in Sao Paulo, 2017, no, 2018, to go teach a seminar for black belts. You know how hard and how scary that is.
I can imagine.
I mean, you know, I'm a black belt, but I gotta go back to Brazil to the roots and teach a Brazilian jiu-jitsu seminar to black belts. You know. On the way to the academy, I was praying, to tell you the truth, because I said, man, what am I going to teach these guys? They're all black belts. And then when I walk in there, the guy who welcomes me is a coral belt. That kind of killed me. I
Yeah.
said, oh, man. You know, so I keep on praying. Then it came to my mind, okay, so I'm going to teach them what is new to them.
Yeah.
Only leg locks, only sambo. That's what I
Yeah.
did, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, what it was new to them. I wouldn't go there and teach them chokes or armbars. Probably they know more than I did, you know. So I just worked out only leg locks. That's the only thing I did, and they loved it, you know.
So people that are very, I guess, maybe new to the show right now, people are used to hearing black belt. What is a coral belt? So some of the new viewers out there that are probably watching.
7th degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, they use the coral belt, you know, black and red. And, you know, it's, man, probably 35 years. I got to check that number because I'm far away from there, but probably like 35 years, for sure over 30 years as a black belt, you know. I'm a jiu-jitsu black belt 2nd degree, but coral belt is 7th degree, so I'm far away from there, you know. I don't even worry about how many years left I have. You know?
That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Those are some great accomplishments. Those are the things that money can't buy. That's time and dedication to an art.
Yeah, by the way, hello to my jiu-jitsu instructor, Thiago Reinaldo,
Whoa. What's up, man?
Gracie Baja.
That's right. When you went to Brazil, what affiliation was it? Was it Gracie?
No, it was not Gracie Baja. I went to with Mestre Octavio de Almeida. He's the president of the Federación Paulista de Jiu-Jitsu, you know, which is the Jiu-Jitsu Federation from Sao Paulo. And man, you know, he has probably one of the nicest academies I've seen in my life. You know,
Wow.
I go there. He has a huge training area in the bottom, huge tatami, and I'm like, oh man, this is so nice.
Yeah.
And then they tell me, okay, let's go to the seminar. I said, but we're here. I said, no, seminar's up there, you know, for black belt. This is for lower belts. So he had a bigger area on the 2nd floor, and they have a swimming pool. They have, they have so many good things in that. I mean, you know my academy. That academy was probably like 20 times bigger than mine.
Really? His academy is huge.
You
He's
know,
got one of the biggest.
Man, I was so surprised. He even has a swimming pool inside the academy.
Must be nice.
You know, really, really nice. You know, and probably like 20 showers. I was like, man, that was like Disneyland to me. You know.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
So you know, thanks God. You know, when I've been so very much welcome when I've been in Russia, Brazil, Korea, Morocco, France. I mean, different countries, and I feel blessed. You know, that's why one thing that I make sure anytime I visit somebody else's academy, be humble. You know, because you never know who the other guy is. You know, so you gotta be humble. You know.
That's the
Definitely
right way to
gotta
be.
humble.
That's how you learn. If you have an open heart, you still learn.
Yeah, and that's why I welcome everybody. You know, in my academy I have 2 bedrooms, you know, two rooms, you know, for people to stay there. You know, and everybody's welcome. As you say, I don't even charge to teach judo. I love judo, but you know, I just do it for fun. So everybody's welcome to train there.
So I got some jiu-jitsu questions for you. So current jiu-jitsu for the last maybe year and a half, 2 years, you've seen it. Everybody's on the leg lock game. Everybody. Craig Jones, big time guy. I mean, Gary Tonin, all the guys coming from Dan Hare's Death Squad. Even though they're good at taking the back and they're really good at submitting from the back. But in competition now, leg locks are the poison. So what do you think about that? Since Sambo and you guys are masters at it, you've been doing it for so long, and a lot of jiu-jitsu competitions for a long time, they weren't allowing certain leg locks, right, for a long time. But now these platforms where it's single matches and you get paid. What do you think about the jiu-jitsu leg lock game?
You know, to them is like the hottest stuff. You know, the new things to do. But man, you know, we were doing leg locks, 30 years ago here in California, and they used to call us that we were dirty fighters. And I used to roll with black belts probably back in the 93, 94, and the very first thing they tell me is, okay, but no legs. So we had to roll with their way, chokes and armbars. And even in Brazil, they used to call the leg lockers zapateiros, like shoemakers, because to them it was something dirty to do. Nowadays, all of a sudden, to be cool, you have to know leg locks. But it's been there, and believe me, it's gonna be even greater. Give it probably another 5 years, and everybody's gonna go crazy with leg locks. Right now, they still have some limitation, like in jiu-jitsu competition, the federation don't want to allow, ripping. They don't want to allow heel hooks. It's like, to me, that's like teaching my kid a new language. But I tell him, okay, but all of these words, you can't speak those, until you're 20. No, if you teach him everything.
That's right.
So that's what I like about the competition with the one single fight. You say in those platforms, that they allow everything. I love that. And I think probably in the next 5 years, it's gonna be great. Sambo got a temporary allowance for 3 years for the Olympics. So don't be surprised that Sambo will be in the Olympics sooner than Jiu-Jitsu.
That would be amazing.
Sambo already got a trial for 3 years. But now with this thing going on in the 2020, I think that got delayed too. But Sambo is growing a lot.
And for Sambo, is it the combat Sambo or just the
sports Sambo for the Olympics? Yes. Yeah.
Do you think that changes the style? I mean, striking with grappling should become it's a natural thing. It should belong together. I understand as a sport you can't have it, but it just seems like you're missing something if we're not able to go for certain things by opening up with a strike.
I think it would be beautiful if for the Olympics they allowed combat Sambo.
Yeah.
But it's going to be hard, because even for judo, they changed so many rules to make it fit for the Olympics. Like judo, we lost the leg wraps, And to me, that was a negative step, because they removed the leg grabbing, they removed so many grip break, like before you were allowed to use your knee to break a grip, now you can't. Sambo is going that way too, just to fit in with the Olympics. Now that I was in the Sambo World Championship, I'm fighting a kid, 23 years old, from a country that I don't even know how to pronounce, but the initial of the country is TKM. I think it's Turkmenistan or something like that.
Turkmenistan.
Yeah. 23 years old. Man, that kid, he grabbed my wrist. I couldn't break it.
Yeah.
So I broke it with my knee. Immediately, the referee, in Sambo, we use a whistle, and I get penalized. I didn't even know that Sambo has removing those rules. Why? Because they're trying to fit in for the Olympics committee.
Oh,
so,
man.
I think the platforms for the single fight, it's gonna grow,
And those rule changes, are they based on action for the viewers or for safety of the fighters?
For the viewers. It's like, like the gloves you're using in MMA or boxing, people think, so he doesn't hurt the opponent. No, it's not for you not to hurt your hands, right? It's to protect you, not the opponent, you know. So they're trying to make it more exciting for the public,
Otherwise, there's no viewership. No viewership means no money. Everything comes down to money.
That is true.
So that is an interesting point. And even in jiu-jitsu, we've seen it change because of, the competition now versus Vale Tudo.
Yeah.
In the 90s, when you were doing your early training, it's Vale Tudo then. Not everything goes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you saw some exciting things at that time.
Man, I competed, The last time that I competed Vale Tudo was May 31st, 2001. It's in YouTube, the video,
I got to see that. I will check that out.
it was not. It was not Michael Martinez versus John. Whatever. No, it was style versus style, as you guys remember.
Yeah,
You know.
I love
so
that.
that fight, my last fight, it was Sambo versus Jiu-Jitsu. They didn't call your name. They called the Sambo representative. You know. So you know. And back then, you know, you could fight with shoes, with whatever you want, you know.
Gi,
So
no gi, whatever.
yeah, you know, and in that fight, the guy is wearing the gi pants and nothing else, and I'm wearing the sambo top, you know, and you know,
Those are thick.
yeah, you know, and you know, to me it was good because I didn't want the guy to punch me. When you're wearing a top, they tend to grab you, and that's what I wanted, you know. And you know, thanks God, the fight, if you see it on YouTube, it lasted 26 seconds.
Wow.
You know, Uchimata judo throw
Shimata.
to leg finish, you know, heel hook, and that was it, 26 seconds, you know. So I miss those days, you know. Now, man, I just wish that UFC would be this famous when I was 20 years old. But, you know, now you see kids fighting in UFC and like, man, what happened, you know? When I was 20, this was not even around, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a fact.
I say the same thing about video game competitions. Like, oh, when I was like younger, I could have won these competitions.
Yeah.
But I believe once cage fighting gets introduced to the Olympics, the viewership's going to be crazy. I mean, right now, of course, you have jiu-jitsu, correct? You have boxing still around, but I think once you get more of a...
None of it's in the Olympics.
But I'm saying, if you get the cage fighting involved in the Olympics, it's going to just turn everything around to see what country is the best
Yeah,
to
but
get
that-
that gold medal.
That's a long way
That's
out.
going to be
It's a
a
long way out,
long
but-
shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
That's when Elon Musk is president. And we all own Teslas.
You know, it's not only about the sport. Let's face it, guys. It's also business, like John said. You know,
Yeah.
so it's a long shot. You know, we as martial artists we would love to have that. You know, but it's a long shot. You know, they don't even think about putting combat sambo, let alone MMA. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And combat sambo is very exciting, and it's so methodical. Every move is almost a chess move to get something else to happen. It isn't just brawling, not at all.
You know, sambo is, you know, it's kind of exciting when you fight because, you know, if I'm fighting jiu-jitsu, you know, I'm relaxed. I know he's not gonna touch my heel hooks, my heels. So I know I'm safe there. Sambo is different, you know. You don't know if the guy's gonna punch you or it's just like regular MMA, you know.
Yeah.
You've seen Fedor's fight, you know.
Sure.
Khabib's fight, you know.
Fedor's amazing. Khabib
Yeah.
too. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, but talking about the Olympics, guys, you know, I gotta give credit to the Sport Jiu-Jitsu International Federation. Those guys are really pushing to have Jiu-Jitsu in the Olympics, you know.
It should be.
And
yeah.
those are the guys who are pushing it. And his president, Joao Silva, he's doing a great job there, you know. So I give him credit for that, you know.
Yeah, one day maybe we see Jovany and the Team Honduras at the Olympics, man. That would be something.
Probably by that day I'll be coaching only because
Even then, it's still amazing because you've already carved a path for it to happen. I get it. Maybe you won't be one of the young guys in the sport. I get it.
Hey, but you know what? Talking about that, now in the Sambo World Championship in Korea, I competed there, and my son Marvin competed there. It was the very first time that in the Sambo World Championship, father and son competed.
That's
You know, so you know we made history there. You know,
Yeah,
so many other can come, but hey, I was the first one. You know,
That's awesome.
that is a mind-blowing one.
I love Marvin, such a nice guy, but I can't imagine staring him in his face when he's about to compete against you.
He's a big
I'd be
dude, too.
scared, man.
I tell you, you know, Marvin has been a brown belt for a long time. Man, Marvin spent almost like 11 years as a blue belt, because Marvin being my son, you know, I gotta make sure that he has that level there. Otherwise, people say, "Oh, he got promoted because his father promoted." No, man, Marvin spent like 11 years as a blue belt.
Wow.
You know, he spent probably like 4 years as a purple belt. He's been 3 years as a brown belt. You know, so he has the level of a black belt. And man, rolling with Marvin beside his size, you know, it's so hard. It's getting tougher and tougher for me because I'm getting older. You know, he's still young.
He's still strong.
But
strong.
once I'm ready to do his black belt promotion, I'm not gonna say when because not yet, okay? But whenever
I want to be there. Whenever
whenever he's gonna be promoted, I'll let you guys come.
I
you know?
want to be there. We got to film it.
Yes,
we
yeah.
got to go live with that. When Marvin does
I
that,
tell
we
you, he's
go
gonna
live.
cry because he always cries for anything
gonna
exciting, even
cry
for
for
his
him.
birthday. You know, he's a crybaby. You know?
That's cool. He's all heart. He's all heart. Joey cries a lot too.
I do. I cry a lot. I'm
different
very
reasons.
sensitive.
Different reasons.
crying now because-
Menstrual cramps. When right around the full moon, he cries a lot.
I say he's gonna cry now because you're saying that.
Yeah, he will. He's a little sensitive. But Joey has a segment on our show,
Jeez.
and we call it Bull or No Bull, because his name is Joey the Bull. So when he's gonna tell you 3 stories, and one is bull, and one is true, the other 2 are
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's just bullshit.
about Joey's life. So we're gonna hear his
Oh
stories.
man,
You can pick
I thought he was putting me in trouble. I thought he was gonna ask me about other competitors. I'm like, oh, I don't want to say that. You know?
Did you like Joe Marrera? Not just playing.
That's what I was afraid of. See?
bring it up.
Because Joe Marrera is actually a good friend of mine. You know, he's very.
He's a good friend of mine too. You know, so that's why I don't want to have those kind of questions. You know,
Of course. Keep the peace, Joe. We're
man. You
Olympics
know,
here.
the jiu-jitsu community is still small. You know, everybody knows everybody. You know,
That's
so
Right. Boy, ensemble community is even more small. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
man.
And Jovany's at the top of that game because being Gokor's oldest and #1 student, I can't believe that, man. It's just that's an honor. It's an amazing thing.
All the students, yeah, #1, not anymore. I'm old already. You know?
Well, you know, you occupied that.
You know,
place for
but
a long
I see
time.
kids, you know, that they're fighting MMA now, representing Hayastan, you
Yes.
know, kids that are doing good, you know, and in the past also we had Caro Parisi, Mabel Gamburi,
Yes.
and those guys, man, they did great, you know, and
Legends.
man, and they're doing it now, and I remember training with those guys when they were 9 years old, you know.
Carl Parisian, 9 years old with Jovany. Can't believe it.
Yeah, you know, Caro did his MMA debut in Tijuana back in '97 when he was 14, you know.
And
I
you
tell you,
could
Tam.
fight all day then.
Yeah.
It wasn't one fight. John DeLo has told me stories. He fought, I think, 4 or 5 fights in one day. Tijuana.
And
just
that was
keep
crazy,
going.
you know. At that event, I competed also, and you know, I go there and they just have a box, you know, and I passed by. I didn't even know what it was, and then they call my name and they say, "Pick a name." I said, "From where?" I said, "From the box," you know. So I have to go and
Oh.
I said, "Who's Gustavo?" They said, "Oh, okay, you and me." They didn't care how much you weighed, what belt you
Whoa.
were, nothing. You know, it's just you and me at that moment. You know who you're fighting.
Absolute.
You know,
Absolute.
man, it was crazy back in those days. Now these guys are so lucky that they know who they're gonna fight
Yeah.
6 months ahead of time.
Prepare.
What style they do? They have videos on YouTube to study. And back then, I didn't even know if that guy was a striker or a grappler. You know?
Yeah. Or a lifetime soldier. who
Yeah.
had fought for his life, and now he's coming in to compete.
Man, it was crazy, but exciting too. You know, I tell you, you know, it's
That's
exciting.
balls, man. Excuse my French, but that's balls.
And back in those days, you know, you had to go and represent your style. If you were training,
Yeah.
and you thought your jiu-jitsu was good, or your judo was good, or your sambo was good, well,
You show it.
go to a no holds bar event and represent your style.
right.
You know, not a sport. You know, like now that no chokes, no heel hooks, no. Man, I remember that when I was fighting my last fight, I was already probably like 36 the last time I did a MMA fight. And Caro Parisian's father, you know, Jacob, you know, may he rest in peace. He passed away a couple of years ago. He comes to my corner right before the fight. He said, "Jovany, come on, man. You got 4 kids. Back in those times, I had only 4. He said, you have 4 kids. You have a business here in the computer. What the heck you doing fighting here? Get out of here and, you know, let your guys compete." And he's almost convincing me, and I'm already inside the ring, waiting for the opponent. And then I got to a moment and I said, okay, I'm going to tell Gokor that I don't want to do it. So I call Gokor, and when Gokor comes to me, the referee says, "Are you ready?" And Gokor just pushed me, "Come on, go fight." I'm like, you know, like back in those days were crazy. They didn't have no rules or anything, you know, like.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's exciting. Nowadays, these guys say, "Oh, it's, you know, we have to do this hard," man. They don't have it hard, trust me. Back in the days, you know, it was completely crazy. You know, we used to do underground fights in San Pedro.
Yeah.
You know, in a basement, in a bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we used to do the grappling events in I think it was neutral grounds. I think it was
Long Beach.
Torrance or Long Beach. Yeah.
Beach.
You know, back in the 90s, you know,
Yeah.
and guys with big names were fighting there. Haru Terzian was there.
Even Hoist Gracie, I think.
Yeah, you know, what's the name of the other guy who's good in leg locks?
Robert's good with this. Who's the other leg locker from the 90s?
No. They're still around now. He's also jiu-jitsu. I think he's a 3rd degree now. I competed in Japan also.
Damian Maya, those guys.
No. It's an American guy. Man, I forgot his name, but man, he was there fighting as a purple belt. Now he has a big name fighting in Japan, everywhere, you know.
Mhm.
But you know, I tell you, back in those days were crazy. There were no rules. There were no medics in the corner.
Mhm.
You know, I see guys pass out just, you know, from the
Sparring.
event. Yeah, so you know, those guys that are fighting today, trust me, you don't have it hard. You know, you have it easy.
So Since we're switching out for the bull, let's get one of our sponsors here from Our Life CBD, Sean,
yeah.
and he'll participate in the bull or no bull.
Do it. You're on camera with Jovany, handsome.
Are we going to throw a commercial on or
Bring
no?
bring some CBD
Oh,
because
straight.
my friend has aches and pains. Take care of him.
All right.
Take
So,
care of him.
Yeah,
Do it, Joe, do it.
and I have questions for him too after the show too.
okay. Well, my segment is called Bull or No Bull. Now, I got 3 stories, and one of them is true. So, I got a special guest, Jovany and Sean from Our Life CBD. So, these 3 stories, these are stories that I dealt with a lot of crazy
You helped
stuff
me
in my
here.
life. Believe it or not, I used
Stop
to
bullshit.
I used to babysit bodyguard Dennis Rodman for a long time. I used to box back then. I used to have a training camp. I did a lot of crazy stuff. But during my crazy time, a crazy life, when I was young, I've been in a lot of crazy business. So here's my 3 stories. One of them is true. First story. I was partying in Tijuana one day, just chilling with the boys. Music's going, drinking shots, tequila. I thought I was Mr. Badass. Next thing you know, I had some guys that approached me trying to hit me up because they thought I was full of money because at the time I was wearing jewelry. I had the necklace on. I thought I was like Mayweather, but a poor version of Mayweather. And so these guys approached me, hey, they're trying to speak to me in Spanish. Unfortunately, I don't know any Spanish, right? So they're trying to have me to come outside, and I'm like, what's up, bro? Hey, bro, you want some party stuff? I go, I don't do that shit. I just drink. What are you talking about? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm good. And so next thing you know, a van pulls up, and about 4 guys in there with guns drawn, trying to throw me in the van. And of course, me, not knowing what's happening, I screamed like a woman. And everybody come outside. I mean, I'm a big dude. I'm like 6 foot whatever. I'm screaming like crazy. Help me, please! And next thing you know, these guys are trying to grab me. I used dead weight. They couldn't drag me in the van, so they let me go. But they kicked me in my face, and then they called me a puto. And so they let me go. So that's my first story. I almost getting kidnapped in Tijuana to steal my fake jewelry that I had on and everything else.
Did you buy the jewelry in Tijuana?
I think so. I think after one of those drug nights, watch a donkey show and all that stuff. Now, second story. I was at a bar down in Newport Beach. I think they're ready to close that bar down. It's called the Shamrock, up PCH. I was in there having a good time with some friends, drinking up the storm. Well, another drinking story.
You drink a lot.
Oh, yeah. And
That's how he started all the stories.
yeah, and so what happened? There was this fight going on. And this is, of course, I was still boxing. I could take a lot of hits, And when I say that, I do apologize to Mr. Mike Tyson. I was talking a lot of shit on him in the past 2 shows.
Now all of a sudden.
No. I apologize to Mr. Tyson. Mike Tyson came in. I'm stuttering right now. I apologize, Mike Tyson, because I still think I can still whoop your ass. Anyway, but back to my story.
Is that number 2?
No.
That's the bullshit one.
No, because they told me a lot. I gotta keep it down with the Tyson stories because the past 2 stories, I always threaten Mike Tyson because I think I could take him out at my age and my speed and my size. Still, I'm pretty big. I'm a 450-pound man. And I got some pretty fast hands.
Engulf his fist in your stomach?
I got pretty fast hands for a big dude. You should see me make tortillas. Yeah. I make tortillas with those fast hands. Yeah, bam, masa. Anyway. So this happened in Newport Beach, right? I was at a bar, and next thing you know, these guys started fighting, and the owner didn't have any bouncers inside. So in her Irish accent, she's like, "Oh, please, boy, stop the fight over there, and stop the fight over there. Oh, my Lucky Charms." So I went over there, and I stopped the fight. Next thing you know, this Beachy Wedo decides to punch my face. Boom! Like super hard, and I turned around and looked at him, and he turned more whiter than shit. I'm like, dude, you fucked up, bro. You fucked up. So what I did, I carried him and his friend out, pushed him out, and as soon as I pushed him out, his friend decided to punch me. Boom! I looked aside, looked at him, and his face turned whiter than shit. And so I got his friend, grabbed him by his shirt, hit him so hard that he went flying across PCH. Fortunately, there was no
PCH?
No. I mean, he flew on the
Across PCH?
not flying the whole cross. He fell in the street. Okay, I punched him so fucking hard.
He was in the gutter.
Yeah, I punched him so hard that he was on the streets, right? So what happened was this. He was laid out. The bouncers finally showed up from the bar that I used to do bodyguard for Rodman. They pulled me away. I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. So I walk away, and this guy's like, "Man, you freaking fat beaner! I'm gonna kick your ass." And so when I heard that, I had guys that were lined up like going back and forth. And if I had a football in my hand, I sprint so fast. When I broke through that line, I did a full-on Superman punch. I was like Super Antonitos. punch, not Superman, you know, like the burrito place, Superman Noodles, Super Mex, you know. And so I'm punching across, boom, hit the guy in the face again. Next thing you know, cops are called. I'm walking back to my car. I had Newport Beach police officers surrounding me with gunpoint, getting ready to arrest me and stuff. And the owner came out and said, please, please, my lady, please don't let that little boy go. He was trying to save my bar.
All of a sudden you're a little boy?
Well, I was 220 pounds at the time, bro. I wasn't that fat. I'm fat now. I mean, I can't see my own dick anymore, but I'm fat. It happens. When you get fat, you don't see a pee-pee no more. But I was 210 pounds.
Confession session.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So the owner came out, oh, me Lucky Charms, let him go.
That's a
please.
true story.
And so they
You
let me
can't
go.
see your dick.
We already know about that story.
We got it, Jovany.
That is not a true story.
He gave it away, you know.
Now, third story. You know, this is when I was working for Dennis Rodman. We're at a gentleman's club. Okay, gentleman's club. You know, the girls take off their clothes, they get a little naked for the money, making it rain, throwing the money. And so here I'm laying down. There's a beautiful lady comes by and she gives me a full-on lap dance. I'm like, yeah, what's up, girl? My name is Joe. Yeah. And she's dancing, she's twerking, making everything clap in front of my face. Next thing you know, she lets one go. When I mean let one go, she threw a bellow right in my face. And she was trying to blame it on me because it starts stinking up the whole place. I had people sitting next to me like, dude, Joey, was that you? I go, hell no, it was this big ass bitch. She's the one that farted in my face. And she was like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yes, you did. I heard you when you started to clap. I heard, and I was like, unfortunately, I didn't get no freaking pink eye. I didn't get no pink eye from that shit. But people thought it was me because it stunk. It stunk like rotten KFC because she was assistant. And it smelled like KFC. And so next thing you know, people around me thought it was me. And I'm like, no. And then the bouncer came through and said, bro, you gotta get out. You gotta get out, man. I'm like, no, it was her. She the one that farted in my face. I go, no, hell with this. I'm not leaving. So the bouncers had to pick me up and take me out of the strip club because they thought I wasn't the one that
How many
farted.
bouncers did it take to pick you up?
This guy's a mind reader.
No, it's true. And so those are my stories. Those are my stories. The first story is almost getting kidnapped in Tijuana. Second story was the bar incidents where I almost got arrested by the Newport PD and I had the Irish owner. Oh, my Lucky Charms, please let him go. And then next thing you know, the third story is I had a stripper fart in my face trying to blame me.
So just so you guys know, the real story wasn't the fact that he can't see his dick.
That's factual.
So
Although that's the only true one.
So what do you think? What do you think? What story is true?
You gotta tell you off camera though.
Yeah, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the camera.
This guy's a mind reader. You know, every time I think something, he says it. You know.
I don't have a small dick. You know, I can prove it.
Have you seen it lately?
We don't want to see it, bro.
You hear what?
All they have. Have you seen it lately?
Huh?
Can you look in the mirror and see it?
I can look down and see it still.
You got to look in the mirror underneath.
You have to lift your belly.
I can still do the helicopter. I go.
That reminds me of the movie. What was the movie? Norbit with Eddie Murphy, Rasputia.
Yeah, Norbit.
They tell him,
No.
You can come in here and swim. You need a swimsuit. You say, I have it.
It's not that bad, bro. Come on. I can still go like this. I can put my hands up and go like this. So what story you think is true?
It's hard to believe.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
What was it? One was kidnapped. One was almost getting arrested by Newport police by saving a fight. The third one is getting farted on by a stripper.
You know what, man? Out of all of them, I think getting farted on is probably the most realistic.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, and then the fact of them blaming you sounds real too, man. Because if I seen you, I'd be like, "You motherfucker! What did you do? Everything was going so good." So I don't know, man.
Well,
I go with that with a stripper. You know?
Okay. Well, I guess I'll tell you this. I guess I'll tell you the story next week. I'll give the answers next week. But for all you viewers out there, please write on our free admission page. Let us know what story is true. We'll get you a free T-shirt when they do come in. But yeah, this was Bull or No Bull, and we still have our special guest Sean and Jovany. And Sean will explain the CBD, our life CBD, what we got in the house. What we got here, brother?
We got a few of our products. First off, I want to do a little shout out. We got an event coming up with Combat Jiu-Jitsu Worlds coming up next month on the 19th. July 19th. Jiu-Jitsu Overtime. Our Life CBD is one of the main sponsors. Right here we have our menthol CBD pain cream, one of the favorites of a lot of the guys who roll. Myself, I use it a lot, or guys who train, period. Helps with inflammation, just really helps anytime you're in pain, you have inflammation, kind of helps with that substantially. We have our citrus ointment, same thing, same amount of CBD, 2,000 milligrams in a 2-ounce jar, some of the highest CBD content. This one's really good. It helps for pain if you don't like the menthol. Where it's really beneficial though too is a lot of skin conditions, like we've seen a lot of people with eczema or other types of skin conditions, psoriasis, that it really helps out with. So it's really beneficial there also. And then we have our CBD oils. We just came out with a bunch of we launched a new line. We have up to 6,000 milligram strength. We have our regular strength, double strength, and triple strength, and our maximum strength. So the maximum, this is a triple strength. This is 100 milligrams per dropper. Our maximum strength is 200 milligrams per dropper. Some of the strongest on the market. And so some of the strongest and best lab tested CBD products on the market.
And this stuff does work. I mean, I use it on my back after a good night of pounding, and believe me, I'm feeling great the next day.
Yeah, Joey was going 2 RPMs.
Because once I get Mr. Rico Suave at night, I'm getting the yeah, na 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 na, and after I'm done, I get the little ointment, sas, and I feel better in the morning.
If you say so, Joe.
That's not a true story. For sure, that's not a true story.
It's not. I'm sorry.
Hey, no confession session, Joe. No confession.
But stuff does work. I love this stuff.
And you know, the CBD that you create, you actually manufacture, this is something that people won't test positive for anything. So it's great for training, great for competition, great for people in the line of duty. If you're a police officer, if you're a firefighter.
Yeah, we work with a lot of police officers, first responders, people that actually like, you know, a lot of UFC fighters, Carla Esparza, Felice Herring, a lot of different people that we're working with don't want to or can't test for THC. What we use is called isolate. So they isolate just the CBD molecule by itself. When we get our isolate tested, it tests at 99.64% CBD which is pretty much pure CBD. One of the things I'm really excited about too, within the next couple months, we're working on a CBG, which is a new cannabinoid that is out, and we're working on some products with that. So we'll have some products out in the next couple months with CBG, which is really exciting because what's really cool is as more research comes out, we have these new cannabinoids that are being researched, and then once they find out that there's these awesome benefits to this particular cannabinoid, like CBG, they're able to now find strains and actually grow the strains that are high in that content, and they're creating isolate out of that now also. So we're really excited about that.
Jovany, what kind of aches and pains you have, and how can this man help
Everything.
Another mind reader. Didn't I tell you earlier in the show that when I get out of bed in the morning, I gotta get out very slowly, very slowly. That's why when I saw him, as soon as I came here, I said, "Man, I got questions for you," because, I tell you, now that I was in Morocco, I told you I saw those guys, and having, that kind of a body and shape, and I tell them, man, like, I just go there with rice and beans. So definitely this is something that I want to know more about. That's why as soon as I saw him, I said, I remember you now. No, but definitely I recommend this,
Good. I like that mask. Check out that mask.
I know, that's custom made right
Very
there.
nice.
Yeah, I have some for kids with smaller logo, that I'm going to be giving away to the students, to the parents,
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Very nice. Want to switch out, Sean?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Our Life CBD, for coming on. We appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Bull or No Bull. But we got to get back to Jovany Varela while we have him, because before you know it, he'll be traveling the world once again, and it will be difficult to pin him down. Now, I voted online. There was Jovany, and then, like he says in his own words, a very young man that wants to compete against you. What is that all about?
The voting online?
Yeah.
There is no real competition now. So the Sambo Federation, they have, they call it Sambo America,
Okay.
Which is all Americas, from Canada all the way to Argentina, so all Americas. And they had an online voting, 32 different countries.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called me, say, hey, come on, register for that. I said, nah, I don't want to do it. So they pushed me. I said, okay, I did it. And surprisingly enough, I passed the first round, and then I passed the second round.
That's
so
what our viewers are looking at right now. Is that part of it?
yeah, that's the one. And the
Number
voting ended this morning, and they ended up voting for me. as the best of the 32 competitors there. And, I'm very happy and humbled to be representing Honduras there. And, man, I had students supporting me from Brazil, Russia, Mexico, Honduras, Nicaragua. Everybody got together to vote. And, I made it to the final. I'm very surprised and I'm very honored and happy. And, guys, thank you for the support to everybody. And real quick, muchas gracias a todos los que votaron de los diferentes países, muchachos. Esta victoria es para ustedes, guys. This victory is for you, okay, guys? Thank you, and a big shout out to Sambo America for the support.
Look at that. Sambo America is amazing, dude.
Look at those muscles.
I have six-pack too.
Yeah,
Oh,
that must be 30 years ago.
No, don't let him fool you. You'll see him on a beach in Honduras with the shirt off. He's one of those guys. One of those ripped guys. For sure, for sure. So, we talked, there's nothing really going on. We know COVID-19 has kind of changed the course of everything. Anything going on with you in particular? You're going to try to advertise anything, bringing people back slowly to the academy, or anything we can do to get the word out for Anaconda?
Once we go back, June the 1st, I tell you, I have made so many improvements in the academy, and also for safety of the people training there, so we'll have, as I say, I made masks for everybody. I bought a special temperature gun. I don't want to have anybody training if they have fever or anything. So I have extra shoes cleaning as they come into the academy, feet cleaner before they go into the tatami. I did extra spaces for people in the dressing rooms, So I did a lot of steps as precautions, to make sure everybody has that peace of mind that it's okay to come back and train, and I also cut the size of the classes. So now, instead of having 20, 30 guys rolling, I limit it to 10, and, academy is big. So 10 guys, they'll have enough space to train, and, they're always welcome to train, with us,
It's nice. That's the way to do it.
For sure, I'll let you guys know about the next super training and barbecue.
Oh, yeah. We want to come to the grand reopening. When we open up, we want to see it, coming back into action. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
We'll bring the CBD guy with us.
Of course. Yeah. No, as a matter of fact, I was thinking when he was talking here, because, for the super training, we get guys from Mexico, from New York, from Honduras, El Salvador. Everybody gets together, it's like a family, and I think that's a great opportunity,
That would be perfect.
Because I tried to talk to them about it, and by the time I talked to you last time, after the tournament, by the time I got home, I forget probably like 80% of it, because I competed that day,
Yeah, only he knows. He's the magic man with that stuff. He knows, yeah. I try to talk about it, hey, get over here, man. Anyways, that is a wonderful episode we have going on right now for you. It's live, in quarantine. Take it, Joe.
Yeah, so... Yeah, this has been the Gym Crashers Show. So if they want to find you on your social media, where can they find you? Instagram, Facebook, what?
Personally, Jovany Varela, or they can visit jovany.com, or also I have in the Instagram, I have Anaconda Academy,
Okay.
But easier, jovany.com.
Yep. Just like the license plate on the back of the Mercedes. It says Jovany. You're driving down the freeway, you know who's in front of you.
Oh, boy.
You're in the parking lot, I know my homie's there. But yes, Jovany Varela, he's at Anaconda Academy. They're opening June 1st, soft opening. We know that things are going to happen slowly, but if you're interested in judo, you're interested in sambo, interested in jiu-jitsu, or all three, I don't know personally of any other gym in our area, obviously the highest done guys, and then Jovany, that can teach at that level those three styles of martial arts and then combine them. You can learn them individually and then combine them, and it becomes a very natural way of fighting. And we know the level of fighters with Gokor and Manny and Parisia and all these guys, man, they're just amazing. So they come with a mean pedigree. That's what it takes to be, a top level fighter, and Jovany represents them. You can find me at Dondo the Gym Crash on Instagram, John Dondo on Facebook, Free Admission Media for my homeboy Robert, and OurLifeCBD.com for Sean Lerma, or Sean Lerma on, what is it, Sean Lerma on Facebook, everything? Our Life CBD. Got it. Look them up, because we do have CBD ready to go as we speak.
And by the way, guys, I recommend it, because I will start doing it. I have so many pains at my age that I definitely need that.
That's why we're here.
And you can find me at Joey the Bull on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, And yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Match.com. Great.
All you can eat buffet.com.
There's no more buffet.
I know.
Buffets are gone.
Soup Plantation, they took it out of business.
It's
No
Suplex
longer-
Plantation.
Piss me off. We're a big ad me on it. And anyway,
Yes.
this has been the Gym Crashers.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Thank you to our guest Giovanni. Come on through. This is Joey the Bull signing out with
man.
Dondo. Peace out.